Next up, I would love to welcome Hader CW to the stage. Hader is an award-winning game designer who has worked at a couple companies that might ring a bell: Ubisoft, BioWare, EA. Yeah. Hader is mostly Indian, but also part-Thai, but was born in Hawaii, but was raised in Bombay, and has boomeranged between India and the USA his whole life. So yeah, his talk's gonna be about promoting inclusivity and making sure people feel included in the characters of your games. So without further ado, let's show him some love in the chat and welcome him to the stage.
Hello, friends. My name is Haider. My pronouns are he and him, and I feel so fortunate to be speaking at the Game Devs of Color Expo this year. I'm going to be talking more about the 3C's of inclusive design that make me feel like the hero of my story. I've been in the industry for more than a decade. I started off my career at Ubisoft, and I've always been a huge BioWare fan, and I feel so fortunate to have worked at BioWare for a few years. I currently work as a game economy designer on Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force is a video game about collecting heroes from the Marvel Universe. I specialize in game economies, but I'm also into systems design and game design and UX design. What I'm not is a writer, an artist, or a character designer, but I do like creating emotions in players through gameplay. I've always been a huge BioWare fan. Baldur's Gate 2 is my favorite RPG of all time. I've spent thousands of hours in Neverwinter Nights. Jaded Mar is awesome. Huge DragonAge fan as well. Throughout this talk, I'm going to be using DragonAge Inquisition as an example, but the patterns, the design patterns we're going to speak about, they apply to most of these single-player BioWare RPGs as well. They may not be as applicable to multiplayer games like Anthem or Star Wars: The Old Republic, but they do apply to more of BioWare's single-player portfolio. And the 3C's of inclusive design are character, companions, and combos. And I feel if you remember nothing else, these 3C's create a holistic player experience that makes me feel as a player included as the hero of my story. The first C is character, and good character design helps me feel included while I'm playing that character. Good companions help me feel like represented in the world. And combos bring all this together via gameplay. So that's why I feel combos are awesome, and they're part of most single-player BioWare RPGs as well. Throughout this talk, I'm not going to dig too deep on any one of these systems, but what I'm going to focus on is the holistic player experience when all these systems come together. So let's start with the first C, that's character. Good character design helps me feel like I'm playing myself. Player classes are a really cool system that, as a player, they help me choose the way I want to play. In Dragon Age Inquisition, players can choose from 3 classes with 6 different weapon styles. And good class design not only makes me play these classes, but I actually feel powerful or strong when I play a warrior. I feel intelligent when I play a mage. And in Dragon Age Inquisition, during my first playthrough, I choose to play a mage. Character creation, is another system that comes under the character C. And I feel like our main goal for a character creator is to help players kind of express themselves. And there are different player motivations that go into creating a custom character, but most players want to either create an idealized version of themselves or a celebrity lookalike or someone they cannot be in real life. In Dragon Age Inquisition, there's a deep character creator where players can choose from a variety of customization options like gender, race, hair, face, body, etc., etc. I'm not going to dig into each option, but what this helps me as a player is customize a character that helps me feel like an idealized version of myself, so I actually feel I'm playing myself in the game. Skill trees are one of my favorite systems. They help players form clear goals as they're progressing, and they give them strategic autonomy. In Dragon Age Inquisition, we have 3 classes with multiple skills, multiple skill trees, as well as specializations. And my favorite class in Inquisition is the Knight Enchanter. It makes me feel like, okay, cool, I'm an intelligent mage, but I can also like be tanky and fight in melee like a warrior. Another system I really love for Inquisition is armor tinting. It's a simple system, but it helps me personalize my experience a little more. And my first playthrough, like I dyed my armor red, and I felt like, okay, what did all these 3C's do to my story? Basically, my story so far, and my first playthrough of Inquisition was like, hey, okay, I play a Canary mage. He looks like an idealized version of me, so I feel like I'm playing myself. I become a powerful Knight Enchanter thanks to our cool classes and skill tree system that helps me form clear short and midterm goals. And I like red armor, so I personalize my armor as red. And this helps me feel like, okay, I'm playing myself, so I feel more included as the hero of my story. Our second C is companions, BioWare games. I've had some of the most memorable cast of companions. Let's start with character design. I feel the goal of good character design is to make the character well represented so people can relate to the character. A really good example is Cassandra Pentegas from Dragon Age Inquisition. I feel she's a very well represented woman character for the time. She's inspiring, she's driven, she's a strong warrior. And as you build a relationship with her and get to know her better, you find out she's soft on the inside and reads these romantic novels. She actually reminds me of someone I know. She also shares similar skill trees as the player character. This is a really great way to add more depth without more complexity, since players already know how to use skill trees with their main character. And you can spend skill points to customize Cassandra as you progress on your journey. And on my first playthrough of DAI, I made an OP Templar build for Cassandra, which complemented my Knight Enchanter really well. Romance is my favorite part of BioWare games. As a player, they make me feel like I'm not playing alone. So you can find companions on your journey. And some of these companions can join you on combat, whereas others can be NPCs in the world. And as you progress, you can speak to them and you can build relationships with them. And my first playthrough of DAI, I decided to like romance Cassandra and build a relationship with her as I progress on my journey. In Dragon Age Inquisition, you can also equip your companions as you equip your player character as you progress. And I feel, again, this is a really great way to add depth without more complexity, since players already know how to equip characters. And the cool like dyeing system is there for your companions as well. So I dye like Cassandra's armor black, and in our story, her favorite color is black, and she wears black Templar armor. So let's see how my story goes so far. So I play a Canary mage, thanks to our cool class and customization systems, who looks like an idealized version of me, so I feel like I'm playing myself. I become a powerful Knight Enchanter. And Knight Enchanters are my favorite classes in the AI. And I do dye my armor red, because there's this really simple dyeing system that adds so much value to the overall player experience. And then along my journey, I meet Cassandra, who's a human warrior. Her personality reminds me of someone I know, and she grows into a powerful Templar as I grow into a Knight Enchanter. And as I build a relationship with her, I learn more about her, and I learn she likes to read romantic novels and likes to wear black armor. And our third C is combos. What combos do is they bring both our character and companions together via gameplay. And they really reinforce that moment-to-moment gameplay loop where you're playing with your set of companions. So let's talk about combat roles, like they help players make tactical choices in combat. And DAI has different types of combat roles. So in DAI, you control your main character as well as a party of up to 4 companions in total. So with 3 companions plus your main character for a party of 4 in total. And your party of 4 can have different roles for each companion. You can be a tank where you kind of tank heavy damage. You can do damage where you take out the high threat enemies quickly. You can control the battlefield, as well as you can support the different classes. And these are the 4 main roles you have for a character or a companion in DAI. So early game, like Cassandra is a warrior and she has a shield and a sword and she tanks. Whereas I start off as a mage and I control the battlefield with my spells. But around mid-game, I turn into a powerful Knight Enchanter and I can start tanking now. And Cassandra turns into a Templar, and her Templar abilities give her some cool control spells as well, like Dispel, which is a very powerful control spell. And it feels like we are both learning from each other as we progress on our journey. And we play like a hybrid of both roles the further we could get along in our progression. Cross-class combos is this really cool system that helps players make tactical choices in combat. And this kind of reinforces that companion character relationship during the core loop of the game, where during combat, you're always kind of working together and kind of building off combos. So the way the combo system works is like, it's not like a fighting game combo system where it's like a chain of combos. But in BioWare games, there are usually like 2 types of abilities. There's a disabler and a detonator. So any character or companion can start by setting up a combo by using a disabler ability, example, freeze or stun, something that disables the enemy. And then another companion can kind of use a detonator to kind of create like a massive explosion and do massive damage. And this is reinforced with gratifying signs and feedback. So based on your detonator, you'll have like gratifying signs and feedback. Say if it's an electric detonator, you'll have a lot of electricity effects on the screen. So it really reinforces that core gameplay loop. And this can get micromanagey, but there's also a cool tactics system that helps you customize your tactics. So you don't really need to micromanage the battlefield. If you set your tactics up, you can actually choose the way you want your party to play. And Cassandra and I, in our story, we combo our abilities together to do massive damage. And it makes me feel like we have great synergy and we make a good team. So let me summarize my first DAI playthrough. So with our first C, I make a Kunari mage who becomes a powerful Knight Enchanter that wears red armor. And then I meet Cassandra in my journey, who reminds me of someone I know, and she turns into a powerful Templar. And as I get to know her better, I find her softer side. And then the combo system is kind of through gameplay, helps us build our story. Like Cassandra starts tanking, and I control the battlefield early game. And as we progress, we learn from each other as we master our abilities. And we combine our abilities together to do massive combo damage. And it feels like we have good synergy and make a great team. And the coolest thing is it's a core gameplay loop that reinforces this relationship through our combo system. Whenever I ask a fellow DAI fan, hey, how was your DAI playthrough? They tell me 3 things. They say, okay, what character they played, what build it was, and which companion they romance. So I feel these 3 C's play a really, really important role in helping players form their own journey and be the hero of their own stories. My second playthrough of DAI, I played an Elven warrior, and I customized her to look like a celebrity, someone I cannot be in real life. And I romanced Sarah, an Elven rogue, and we built our relationship throughout our journey. And I started tanking, and Sarah took out high threat targets, and it felt like we have good synergy, and we make cool combos as well. My third playthrough, I didn't really finish, but I did get halfway through. Again, I made a custom elven rogue who looks like a celebrity, someone I cannot be in real life. And for lore reasons, I romance Solus, who's this elven mage, but I really couldn't get into that story. And I didn't really feel like I was the hero of my story, so I couldn't actually complete this playthrough. So this is how these 3C's make me feel like the hero of my story. The character C helps me feel included as when I play that character. The companion C helps me feel like represented in the world when I see diverse companions that I can relate to. And then the combo C reinforces all of this together through gameplay. I hope these 3C's also help you feel like the hero of your story when you play BioWare RPGs. Have an awesome day.
Thank you so much, Hyder, for that wonderful talk on inclusive design. I'm going to switch gears real quick and just ask, did y'all know that we have sponsor booths? If not, I'd encourage you, set up some time to talk to them. We've got our premium sponsors posting about potential partnerships and publishing opportunities for you. So head on over and check it out.